Can we just stay on mute? We'll bring you in, all right?
Okay.
Well, hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxford, on the show tonight is Bridgeman and GB. Evening, boys.
Evening, Ox. Good evening, Bridgeman. Glad to hear he's on tonight.
Well, can I say a big good evening to you two guys? And obviously your techie team in the background. And can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
How are you, Bridge?
I'm excellent, thank you very much. Excellent. And yourself?
Good, mate. Good.
Good stuff.
How
What
are
about
you,
you
GB?
guys? Oh, sorry.
Oh, great, Ox. You've got us fired up the night with that wee song. That was me, toe tapping already. I think it was back in the nightclubs there.
Yeah.
That's it. Feeling it. Come on. Definitely feeling the night on Rangers Radio, that's for sure.
No, I know. You're feeling it. Yeah?
A song
You
that's
know,
a song that carried his
Yes.
far, mate.
It was a song that became a sort of anthem in the run up to the 18th of May last year, GB.
Strangely enough, Ox. It's, I mean, that's us, what, a year to the day. That song, I think, will always be round about Rangers now. It's just one of these songs now. I was surprised. I never heard that at the weekend, Ox, after we beat Celtic the 3-0. I was hoping that it came on then, because it's something, I don't know, it triggers something in the Rangers fans, that song, that it kind of just, I don't know, that feeling as if there's something building, you know what I mean? And I think we might need something like that for especially next season coming with all this new signings and stuff like that. I mean, I think we need that kind of momentum again, because that song it gave us momentum. And I mean, what a European run, Ox. Memories to last a lifetime. That's the quote that's always going to stick with me.
Aye, the build up to May the 18th last year was pretty spectacular, Bridgeman. Nights, run of results, run of performances, if we're honest. The performance against, I think we started feeling it when we knocked Dortmund out, but we thought well, still a while to go yet, but we started getting momentum. And then it just grew and grew and grew, Bridge.
Indeed it did, and you're right, everything you've said about that wee song there. It's wonderful hearing it getting sung and being involved and singing it at Ibrox. Just absolutely superb. Absolutely superb. I loved it. And everything about that run. And we should be well proud of ourselves. The whole team, everything about the Rangers was just fantastic. Run up to that. Brilliant. Just loved it.
We're going to talk about the 18th of May, but we'll come in a minute. But in the build-up to it, and it was a special time, GB, wasn't it? It was a special time. Everybody was just buzzing. That Leipzig game, just the emotion, the grown men, mature men, seasoned men, hard men with tears in their eyes. That's just Bridge.
That's correct. That's absolutely right, by the way.
Ox, I mean, you're talking about the Dortmund game. I mean, that kind of got lost in kind of translation a bit, that game, but considering what happened after that game. I mean, they're running emotions. I mean, Belgrade was 3-0, absolutely smashed them, and then McGregor had that brilliant performance away, and even though we lost, it still got us through. And then Braga as well, we got beat 1-0 away at Braga. You're thinking, is that maybe it, the kind of run at the end?
They 2 away games, mate, we carried a bit of luck. We could have lost heavily in the 2 games, mate, you know.
Mm-hmm. Aye. But yeah, every time we came back to Ibrox, there was just something about Ibrox at that time, wasn't there? It's just, I've never felt the fans and the players and the team and everything so together. I mean,
I get it. I get it. Bridgeman, do you know, when I started genuinely believing we were going to get in the final, and at that time I thought we were going to win it, do you know when it happened for me? Seeing Leipzig away, when the boy went round McGregor and they put it out of the bar, at that moment I thought, we're going to win this competition.
Yeah. There are moments in games that, it locks in, and that everybody was expecting that boy to put it in the net, but not over the bar, just brilliant.
And that's what I started thinking.
You're right. Personally, I thought that the Dortmund game, it was a shall we say, the springboard for us, and I felt great after Dortmund. I thought, if we get through past them, my goodness gracious, look out the rest of them, because if we can get the luck to get through some of these teams, some of them were playing very, very well, and at parts during the game, we matched them, if not beat them, and eventually scoring more goals on them. It's just wonderful. Great experience. Great experience to get to go and see, your team playing in these tournaments. Just love it. Well, it's a long time since we did it, to get that far. Was I think it was what's his name? Advocate that took us to the final.
No, Walter Smith.
Sorry, Walter.
2008. Anyway, and because of the results, this is what happened.
Underneath the Glasgow lights and narrow streets are blue and white. They lead me to a place where I belong. And walking there, I hear a sound of all the people loud and proud. Their voices come together in a song. No matter what may come, we'll always follow on. We'll always follow on. We've had our darkest days, now it's our time again. The writing's on the wall. Now you got giants at your feet. You hear the call of history. You gave us something to believe. We follow you, so make us dream. Now make us dream. Now make us dream.
They certainly did. It was a special time. By the way, I've not really wanted to talk about this for a year, but I suppose we're going to get it off our chest, GB. It was a special time, special day, and memories made for life. Obviously, we ultimately failed in penalty kicks, 5-4 in penalty kicks. However, I think we were all proud of our club, proud of our support, and proud of the group of players, GB.
Yep, Box. I don't think you could be any prouder, apart from if they sent themselves to legendary status in that penalty shootout. Ox, it was just even at that. What I say is we were there. We were taped up. You mean we were put together bits and bobs. We had lost our 2 strikers on the way to that final. Ox, you mean you couldn't write it, and we went in there and gave it our best shot. And like I say, it just, when it comes down to penalties, it's every man's luck, isn't it? It's bits in the game. You could probably say that if we took our chances, we might have seen it through. But I just don't think that the game overall, Ox, that we had a great game considering the run that we were on. I think there's bits that we kind of showed that we ran out of steam a wee bit. But again, the endeavour was there, Ox. They tried their best.
I agree with you, mate. I think your best chance of winning that game was in extra time. We were a team that looked to me lightly.
The Kent thing.
Aye.
Mm-hmm. Aye, no, I agree with that. I just think that, like, I don't know, like, there was bits of that game where Frankfurt kind of dominated.
Aye,
you mean a lot?
Aye. McGregor, if you think back, McGregor never had a lot of saves to make, mate.
No. Again, just if I'm being honest, I think they looked more clinical. I think that's what it was. I don't think they were a better team. They just had more technically gifted players that night, Ox. And I think, honestly, I think either if we had Alfredo or we had Roof there, I think they would have got us the other line, mate. It's just that I think that we just needed somebody in the box that could have flicked the ball in the net for us that night. But I mean, the whole build up to it, Ox. I hopefully we'll come on to it, but it'd be good to know how you actually eventually made it to the land of Spain. You mean? And
Seville, I flew through Bournemouth, mate. I flew through Bournemouth Airport.
Right, and was it straight to Seville or was it?
No, Malaga. We went to Malaga and we stayed in Medina.
Right.
Where I bumped into Jaffa and thousands of other bears. And Jaffa moved into my hotel. He stole a wristband. It was an all-inclusive buffet, and when Jaffa turned up, they had to have a second sitting.
Brilliant.
But I went there and got to the airport in Bournemouth really early in the morning. There wasn't many people there. Speaking to the guy, it's only a small airport. And he said, what's happening? And I said, there'll be more here. He said, nah, I can't see it. We'd have been busy with West Ham here. Within 2 hours, you'd have thought you were impressed with GB.
Do you know, Ox, I had to travel from Glasgow to Brussels, right? And when I landed in Brussels, I was like that to myself, right, well, I'm totally going the wrong direction here. We'll not see many bears.
You're sort of heading south, mate, I'll give you that.
Aye. And I'm like, I don't think we'll see many people going this direction. And Ox, honestly, seeing the terminal, there was just people with Rangers shirts coming out everywhere. I mean, I don't think this wee bar must have been only open a certain periods of the year, and I think it got drank dry, and then everybody's rushing to get the connecting flight we ended up flying for there into Portugal, and Faro, and then from there, obviously, like I says, we got the minibus to Seville, and that's when the fun started. You mean?
Aye, well, we had a great time. Up the build up to it, it was fabulous, and the time seemed to stand still, and everybody was your pal. Bridgeman, it was a special time, mate. The build up to it's exciting, wasn't it? If he comes out mute, GB, you carry on, GB. It was a special time, wasn't it?
Oh, very special. Oh, sorry, I thought you were speaking to me. Apologies.
We were 10 minutes ago.
Okay, sorry. Apologies.
On you go, Bridge. Tell us all about it.
No, I was just going to say I think it was the most exciting time, the build-up within ourselves that I'd experienced following Rangers. I said last season, some of the performances And obviously, particularly Ibrox, because that's all I could watch, were outstanding and out of this world. And they made us feel like a young boy again. Really and truly, I thought it was the most exciting time ever for me as a Rangers follower. Every single thing I was thinking it was happening to us. Every game was tough. Every game it was tough. We had to go and do it and fight and scrape, and we did it. Of course, we were well served by the SFA and SPFL for sort of postponing some games for us to get us a wee bit extra time and things like that. Aye, right, okay. You know what I mean? These are the kind of things, and other countries get that. You know, their leagues will say, their associations will say, let's make sure you get enough time to do this and do that. We never got that, but we played so well, unbelievable.
I've just remembered something, GP.
On you go.
I remember the Braga game when you had to go for the tickets. We set a Mr. Portbello.
Aye. Again, Ox, it's the moments like that's what sticks with you about that whole journey, because even that night you're like, you're getting the kind of butterflies thinking, will we get through this next round? You mean if we just get through that next round, we're away, and you're swathering whether to get flights booked in, and just memories, Ox. Like I says, the kind of things will just stick ways. Even that walk after beating Braga, and that just everybody was just bouncing. BT Sports coverages as well. I mean that drone thing, it was flying above Ibrox and stuff like that. Just magical.
All right, so listen, we'll put it out there, get people's memories. I'll be honest, I've never even watched it back. I've never watched Manchester back. I watch a lot of stuff over the years. I look at stuff particularly since I've done this show, the two number two. So I thought about it today, and I said, just leave it. Leave it. So some things I might say might not be strictly true, but my lasting memory of the whole thing, GB, is after the game, the silence. All the tens of thousands of people, and you could hear a pin drop. You know, people were just the chins on the deck, no?
Mm-hmm. I mind walking in the stadium walks, and it was so eerie, like that way that they, like, even our group weren't talking to each other.
No, nobody was talking.
We walked, even the wee guy Carlos that was driving, drove us from Faro to Seville. Like, when we jumped back in the van, I think even he felt sad for us, like, because we were so happy on the way up and talking away to him. So when we got in that minibus, the poor wee guy, I think, just wanted to give us all a big hug, you mean, because he knew that we were really hurting, if you mean, and just how, I think, do you know something? Like, even they got the bug. The people that was taking us to these places, they got in amongst it. They couldn't believe what was happening as well. And like I says, I think when we left, Carlos, to go to the stadium for the game, and we came back, you could tell that he was gutted for us. You mean, which is, it's quite unique.
But he says that his customers bridge.
A lot of that, really and truly. I was so sad. I thought we were so unlucky. And when you think about it, one penalty put us out. You know, well, we're looking for Ramsey to score a penalty.
I'll tell you what, I think Van Bronckhorst, and I don't want to Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, who ultimately left us, and I'm not want to put a boot in because he's no longer with him and we get rid of him. But that night I was raging what he done. He said, Cal, I think he got it wrong and there was no need for it. Yeah,
I agree with you. I agree. And these things add to it, you know. Was there any need for all this rubbish? But pride that we got there, and so much, so happy. And Part C, you can turn and say, well, we won that game, we get beaten. That's simply because we did get beaten, you know. But really and truly, a lot of people's, shall we say, social life was hanging on the balance with that one. Seriously.
It was. I mean, it was a special trip for the people that could make it. Special atmosphere back home in the pubs and clubs and people's houses, you know, and the scenes you were seeing for the early for Glasgow Airport with all the bears there. And it was fantastic. GB, wasn't it? You were picking up all the pictures on social media, you know. People for Rangers Radio were contacting us while we were away, and as I said, Jaffa, we adopted him. In fact, he still owes me money.
I think that's what it is.
I think a lot of bears owe each other money for their trips, Ox,
right,
I tell you.
You wouldn't know, wouldn't you know? You wouldn't know.
When I told him to put that band on, I meant the swimming armbands. No, the band for the hotel, no. You know, right,
You thought he was coming in for a pint?
Aye, he did. We're going to get the phone lines opened, and obviously it's 18th of May. This time last year, we were all up to high door. The game had started. It was it was half time, and then Joe Aribo scored, and we did dream. We dreamed for a while. Lost a bad goal. I still blame Scott Wright personally. I don't know if I've ever forgave him. I know Big Golson wasn't great, but the cross shouldn't have been allowed to happen, in my opinion. Especially when you're 1-1-0. But I've not watched it back, GB.
Mate, Ox, I totally understand it. Do you know what? I only really look at photographs. I couldn't watch it back. I think, see, because there's a bit of me that because I was there and watching it that just wants it to stay there, if you know what I mean, rather than see what a TV camera was going to get, and plus the result as well. I don't really want to have that feeling again of watching the penalties back. You know what I mean? Knowing what's coming. You know what I mean? So I'd rather leave it as a memory. And what I say, like you, mate, Rangers fans, please forgive us the night if we're not on top form with what were accurate points are, considering what it says. I don't think many Bears have actually probably watched it back, to be honest, Ox.
No, but I think you'll be surprised, mate. I think you'll be surprised. Right, we'll get the phone lines open. Come in. We're talking about Seville. We're talking about the trip, your memories, your thoughts, and then we'll see what people have got to say. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
There was one person I felt sorry for the whole time, GB. I really did. But this was going on the whole thing.
Who's that?
Mrs. Bridge. Her life must have been loved her.
You're absolutely right there too, I'll tell you. The wife was very good to me, very good in that sense.
Ox, I remember Port Bear having to protect me because I phoned the show the night before the game, and I was sitting in Faro and we're doing that strip and it was bouncing, and I'm telling him about everything that's going on, but I think it was half cut as well. So I think he was like, that's brilliant, GB. Thanks for your points. We'll catch you soon. Don't be a stranger.
You got it ready, did you?
I did. So it sounds good. It sounds good, right, GB? See you later.
Beat it.
No.
Beat it. Aye. Obviously, I was with Jaffa and I spoke to Stevie in Southside. I'd hoped to meet them in Seville. Never happened. I met a lot of my friends. I was with my other people, my boy and his mate, and we met other people. He met family, his mate, and then I met all my mates for the west end of the city, boys I grew up with, and it was special. No, it's always special. The unfortunate thing for Manchester is a couple of people no longer with, and your mind starts playing tricks, and you start thinking of people, and that the emotions kick in, and obviously the sun's beating down, you're drinking, and you just the buzz was special, you know, and the anticipation. Did you meet any Germans, GB?
Do you know, Ox? No, I did not. I was. We kept ourselves to ourselves. Like we kept in our own wee group. To be honest, Ox. Do you know who actually passed me? Right, I was standing outside a bar in Seville, right, and do you know whose voice passed me? Our Robert for the show. I heard him go past me, and do you know that way? I was enjoying my pint that much that I was like, I'll just let you go, Robert. I could have ran after him and said it's GB, but I let him walk past, but I could hear his voice and I could hear that he was in party mode as well. So this shows you like how like voices, like even in that moment that he just triggered you and you know who they are.
I think Robert's voice is a one-off, mate, you know.
Aye. It could and even like you're talking about with family and that, Ox, I mean, like I can't thank my brother enough. He was the one that kind of got me like the ticket, and like I says, he had already pre-flights booked and stuff like that, and it wasn't until we were there that we kind of realised that like this is a once in a lifetime probably opportunity, and like we've kind of thought back to us when we were wee boys first watching Rangers together and stuff like that, and all that kind of thing kicks in, and what I says, we just wanted it, I think, so much, Ox. We just wanted to see us succeed, and do you know the thing about it as well? See, because you're talking about for tickets, you end up getting split up. I mean, me and my brother had to go separate ways, so we couldn't even talk to each other during the game or nothing. You know what I mean? It was that kind of way. So we were trying to find each other after the game. You've got all that stuff rolled into it. So I just my emotions and memories, Ox.
Aye, my overriding memory is the silence. The silence, I'll never forget that bridge. It must be like a defeated army. Yeah. Nobody was talking. Nobody. You could see thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And even when you get back into Seville, the noise before it in the same place, there's still thousands of people there, and you could hear nothing. It was mental.
It's quite incredible when it gets like that. The silence is deafening, and it's nothing truer, isn't it? The silence is deafening. And obviously, I don't know how long it took people who were over there to cheer up at all, if indeed they would.
I've not got it yet. I've not got over it yet.
I've never got over it. I will never get over it. I'm so sad. So sad for my club and my football team and all of our other bears all over the world. I'm so sad still. And I thought we had a fantastic. You couldn't buy that.
No,
just couldn't buy that feeling. It's brilliant.
Right.
Not the sadness. Sorry.
Aye, the emotion. Aye. We've been joined by Cammy. Evening, Cammy. Oh, he's on mute.
Hello, Cammy.
Right, Cammy. Hopefully with us in a minute, GB, yeah?
Aye. Vox, what says the whole see the songs and stuff like that, Ox, like there you played that with Make His Dream and stuff like that. See that song, that was on like folks Bluetooth speakers and everything during that day. It was everywhere.
All the place we were staying at, and I put this, there was several Irish bars, and obviously people go there every year for a holiday. Yeah, and the whole hotel was full of bears, and at the swimming pool, the sounds were blasting out, particularly the 2 days before and the day before the game, by the swimming pool, and obviously maybe 30-40% of the people who were in the hotel GB for there in holiday, and then the bears were just everybody sitting by the pool. Some of the tunes were going on, especially the Belinda Carlisle song. You know what I mean. John Lundstrom, that was
the best in it.
Aye, you just everywhere you went, you just seemed to hear that song. As not that we went to many pubs, not Jafford had never been in so many. But it was special, mate. Special. You there, GB?
Aye, sorry, Ox. I thought you were got a bridge. Aye, it's just the. I think. Do you know something, Ox? I think even the players had an inkling about them that they could go out there and do it. See, especially the scouts that they took. And I think, John Lundstrom, I think he must have been probably, I would say, in the form of his life going into that game as well, because. No,
mate. He was lucky, he got a red card, put himself under pressure, and then was ineffective for the whole game, in my opinion. The high tackle done. I've not watched it back, but that's my memory.
No, meaning on the build up to that, he was on the form of his life, Fox. But just with what I say, the wave he must have been on with that whole John Lundstrom's the best on earth and that, and Kent to a certain extent as well, Ox. I mean, Kent was bang on form where we needed him to be. James Tavernier, I mean, wow! Like, I just think I just don't know if there was a wee bit of the occasion got to them a bit, Ox, or whatever. But
nah, they've been out swinging, mate. They've ultimately never let us down. We lost in penalty kicks. It's sad, but anyway, we've been joined by Cammy. Evening, Cammy.
Sorry about that. I was mixed up in my buttons.
Just carry on, mate. But obviously talking about Seville, mate. Memories a year ago today. Hard to believe it's a year, mate.
Aye, 18th of May 2022. It was the temperature, I remember most of all, watching the fans. They never had any water bottles or anything to try to rehydrate themselves at the time. It was a big complaint at the time because it must have been hard enough watching the game and getting beat and standing there getting bumped backstage as well.
It was, I must admit, I was pretty hydrated myself before I went. But it was warm. It was even at that time of year in Spain, it was warm, wasn't it, GB?
Aye, roasting ox. I like you. I was lucky enough to find a table round the corner that was selling a lot of beverages, so I was well watered and fed before I went into that stadium. But Cammy, you're right, mate. There is, once we got in the stadium, there wasn't much on sale. That's for sure. And considering it was a final, they didn't know how to capitalise on the Bears with selling food and drink and all the rest of it. But again, they're lost, mate. But I mean, what did you do, Cammy? What was your kind of build up to the game that day?
I was in the pub in Greenock. I come from Greenock, so I was in the pub that day.
You must have been in yourself then.
Aye. Well, you know he scored, but
aye.
Well, same me, I'm online, so aye.
Did you?
It was a good night, and I always thought Barcelona. I thought we were always going to get drawn with them, just about the way luck we've got. I always seen it coming. I thought we were going to get drawn with Barcelona here in one of the draws, but no, they've avoided all the big sort of teams like that.
Well, Frankfurt beat them out in the quarter-final, and they were playing West Ham, and I thought West Ham were counting their chickens to get to the final, and they beat West Ham home and away, and then they didn't beat us, They beat us in penalty kicks, but they never beat us in 90 minutes, never beat us in extra time, and they beat a so-called team for that Wonder League. They beat them home and away that time, Frankfurt team, and they went to Barcelona and won. You've got to put that into context, Cammy, how,
I know, aye. It's just the Rangers luck, but you know what it's like. We always expect the worst, don't we? It's just one of them things you grow up with Rangers. It's part and parcel of we always seem to have the worst kind of luck that we seem to avoid this time. All the draws would always seem to be at home first, and then away as well. That helped as well. As if it was all set ready for us to actually win the cup.
It was a special time, special memories. Bridgeman, can you remember what you done the day of the game last year? Were you in contact with your relations?
Yeah, I was talking to all my cousins and that, brothers. But I stayed in and got myself linked in at home here. And ready to go, or ready to rock and roll, as they say, ready to rock and roll. And I says to the wife, come on, I'm going up to the shop, make sure we've got supplies, food supplies, and some wine for her. And away we went, and that was us. We get home, and my goodness gracious, wonderful day. And I woke up in the morning, I thoroughly enjoyed it, all the way through to the end, till such times as we ended up getting put out. And sad. That was the saddest part. After all that, God knows how many hours. Yeah, it's just great. The belly's jumping, the feelings in the stomach, everything, all the stupid things that can go on in a person. I'm the same when I look going up to Ibrox. Feel that way. Jumping. That was me. Everything was at home for me. Very happy. Very, very happy. It was brilliant. Yes. I'm not a drinker, so you know that, Oxtail. So
yeah. I just didn't thought you bought it.
No, it's not that.
I know that, mate. I know that. Anyway, this should be good. We'll be joined by Big Stevie. How we doing, big man?
Right, Trips, is this Barhead travel? I've listened to all the journeys and all that, man, and it was total brilliant, wasn't it? It was electric, man. The run up to that everybody gone there, it was absolutely mad.
You had a bit of John.
Oh, no half. We left Glasgow, trooped into Manchester, from Manchester into Porto, and flew from Porto down to Faro. And then the way that the home route was Faro to Geneva and back to Manchester, mate. It was plane, trains and automobiles, but some fantastic memories, man. I mean, we were there. There was a big gang of us, and me, Myra, Hinley, and the Wayne were there. And unbelievable, Ox. No, I always remember all the troops, all the young team high on the scooters, and I thought, oh, is that right? Nobody's leaving Uncle Buck behind. I got one and all, but I didn't know how to stop it. So right out a fence I went, man. And the bike was a right off and everything, so it was absolutely mayhem. And I always remember saying Faro, there was a wee McDonald's just down for the pubs, and it was mobbed. And Joanne says, we've never got something. I says, post office special. And she went, the still came. I went, yes. Pulled the flute out, and I started playing the flute. Everybody was gone mental. She sneaked into the front of the queue. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And see the way home. I lashed up in the shoulders. Says, you the big boy who was playing the flute at McDonald's. She said, oh, it was brilliant. Oh, great memories, mate.
Was it a good tune then? Was it a good tune, Stevie?
Well, it started with
Christian Soldiers they played.
Oh,
aye.
Okay.
Bridgeman. It started with a D and it went dee 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 dee.
Stevie, did you
Honestly, brilliant.
staying in a tent?
Oh, unbelievable. Listen, I must say, Ox, I've got to concur with you. See, leaving the stadium, all you could hear was feet tapping away. It was eerie all the way. Nobody talking. No, even normally I've got Joanne in my ear. What about this? What about that? Nothing. Absolutely heave-ho. So that'll always stick with me. But the trip, the camaraderie, the banter, everything about it was unbelievable. And it's not a.
When you go to Manchester Airport, mate, how many bears were there?
Oh, unbelievable. You thought it was Ibrox you were getting into. It's unbelievable. There were just bears everywhere you went. Everywhere, even travelling from Faro into Seville. See, everywhere the bus stopped, there was just bears everywhere. And see, when there was the bears, there were skies tied round signs. No, I couldn't even read the signs or nothing. There were just bear scarves and Union Jacks tied on every pole. It was unbelievable. It really was, mate. It was a great time. I know the result didn't go our way, but the memories, geez, oh man. And there's obviously stories I can't tell on air, but absolutely brilliant. Fantastic.
Dito.
Oh, you could do. The show will be shut down.
Stevie, were you on this trip the night afore? See, can you remember the motor trying to drive down and amongst all the Rangers fans, and all the Rangers fans were bouncing the motor all the way down. And they're like the wee Portuguese lassie didn't know what hurt her because everybody was bouncing this motor all the way down the strip, and like they ended up the heavy mob moved in because they thought we were attacking the motor, but it was we were just having a bit of banter with it and just pushing it all the way down the strip. It was just mental.
I could just stop laughing because the motor had ashtrays. Oh, unbelievable. By the way, fantastic time GB. Faro was bouncing, man. I mean, I don't know many buses left Faro, but it was unreal. It was absolutely unreal. But unbelievable. And listen, I'm like many bells. I haven't even watched it. I just can't face it. I can't face the fact that once I watched it live was that was enough. The fact that Big Golson never cut that out, and me hanging never get that. Scope managed to get the ball on the line in the last seconds, you know. So for me, no, I couldn't watch it. I couldn't, and I've done the same in Manchester. You know, it's funny, isn't it? And I've watched the Barcelona bells. I've watched that time and time again, but I just can't bring myself to watch it. No.
Aye. It was a special time, not just the few days in Spain, Portugal, wherever people came from, but they sort of, what was that? It was about 2 weeks, wasn't it? short of 2 weeks for the semi-final to that. It was just the buzz. It was a special time, Steve. Yeah.
Oh, it was a great time to be alive. It was a great time to be a bear. So it was. It just everything about it. You were buzzing. You were planning ahead. You know, I mean, I don't know many times I would do my hamstring in front of my boss, the whiskey bun. He says, don't bother. He says, don't bother. I know you're going to wait anyway. Just everything about it was just brilliant. You know, great times. And, I mean, every bear must have spent a few bob gone there. You know, I mean, I took Jamie and Joanne. It was unbelievable the amount of money you were spending, but it was worth every single penny. Everything about it was absolutely fantastic. And don't get me wrong, I got a wee bit back with the old with duty free, it's called. You know, so I managed to claw some of it back. But anyway, how did the crocodile? Did you tell the punters about the crocodile with Jaffa? No.
Forgot about that.
The bomb
You can't leave it now. You need to tell us.
Oh no, I don't think I could. That wouldn't be fair.
No, Jaffa would need to come on. Jaffa would need to come on.
Yeah, come on here, Jaffa. Come in.
Oh dear, Jaffa's away. He's away on holiday this week, I think. That was. Oh, maybe one night, Stevie. That was a belter, but that was an absolute.
Oh, unreal, man. Could have made a good pair of shoes with it. But anyway, listen, boys, it was just a wee quickie. The Rangers, will we ever get back in the European final? I think we will, by the way. I think we can, we never thought in 2008 we'd get in, man. And by the way, there's just something about our wonderful club that magical it is. And I just think the support deserve what they got. And by the way, we deserve it over and over again. So I think get another 5 years. I think we'll be back in another Europa final or a conference final, one of the two. We'll be back. We're good enough for that anyway. Listen, boys, I'll let you go. I'll catch up with you later on. But brilliant. I'm laughing my head off at some of your stories. All the best, boys. Keep it up.
Cheers, Stevie.
Oh, Cammy, I wish I could tell the crocodile story, but Jaffa would kill me.
Aye. I bet there's some stories you could tell, aye. Must be some crackles.
You know? Aye. Who was your heroes in that? Or was it just a collective for you, Cammy, in that run? Who was it?
I think I was surprised at Aribo scoring the goal. I didn't think that would have happened. I think he's played like a false nine or something at the time. He never had a striker, so I think he played the false nine. And well done, you know, for getting the first goal. I didn't think we would have got anywhere near a goal at all, but there you go.
Would you have took penalties before the game started, mate?
I think I would have, but I don't think I would. I definitely wouldn't have took Aaron Ramsey to take one going off the bench. There's plenty of players on the park. I took one of them that had been warmed up. He hadn't been warmed up and just went straight for the penalty and obviously missed it, and that's which caused us. So I definitely don't think that was the right decision by the manager, but you live and die these decisions, don't you?
Aye. Obviously, it's clever in hindsight, you know. Would you have took penalties at the day of the game, Bridge? Would you have took that before it started?
Well, yeah, I think I would have actually, but and as it turned out, it would have been probably right. My man throughout the whole tournament, the whole run, has got Big Golson. He was a mountain for us, an absolute mountain. I think he did fantastic stuff. Obviously, ably assisted by a load of other players who never let their hair down and just get tore right in and didn't shall we say, shame themselves. I thought they were brilliant. The whole tournament, all the way through, gave us all the nice Ibrox. I loved it. Brilliant. Big Golson for me.
I think Big Bassey was. I mean, let's be honest, GB. At Christmas time, before the European run gained momentum, Bassey, we were saying, the boys not going to cut it. Then all of a sudden, this guy just exploded on the scene. In a few months, it was electric. We knew he was quick. We always knew he was quick. And then the things he was doing in Europe and the energy he had, I think he was our best player in the final, if I'm being honest. Somebody might.
It was Ox.
Somebody might be able to correct me, but that's for a year ago's memory. But that's my thoughts. He was just unbelievable in Europe, you know.
It was just at that moment, Oxy. And do you know something was funny? Like you says that the Bassey, like people were questioning his attitude to Rangers and stuff like that with the whole COVID thing and stuff like that. And this shows you, like, never judge a book by its cover, because, like I says, the way he came into that squad, and even after the final Ox coming back to the Scottish Cup, I mean, how he charged in and put that cross in. I mean, the guy was just, you know, we miss him, Ox, I think, at times. I mean, with the way he dealt with the Scottish League, the way he dealt with the European games and stuff like that, I think he blew some of the strikers away. I mean, like, see his physicality and stuff like that, and his power. He's just in a good place. And again, see, when you look back at it, like, he's obviously moved away to Ajax and stuff like that. You wonder if he's kind of thinking as well, should have stayed or should have I made the right choice and stuff like that.
His bank balance will tell him it's the right choice. His bank balance.
I know, you'll never argue with that.
He had some tournament cameo.
He did, aye. I don't know what his best position was, whether it was left back or centre back. I don't know what you guys think.
Oh, that's a good question. Bridgeman. GB.
I'll go for Bassey, most assuredly. I think the power runs down the left there. Amazing stuff. Also could cut back in and help out in the centre back there. But seriously, he was wonderful at left back. Wonderful. And you know, sometimes you just wonder if that guy, if we sold him too soon, maybe. I know we needed the money. I don't know how much you would get for him next season if you follow me. If he continued, I don't know if we would have lost as many points if Bassey had stayed with us. I'll give him the credit. I don't think we would have. But I loved him. I thought he was great. What a tremendous performance! Final, what a performance!
That's a good question, Cammy. That's a good question. What was his best position? If you think back to the semi-final when he steamed down that left back position, and then when he'd moved, I think he'd moved in that game. But you think back to the whole game when he just
he moved in one, didn't he?
Aye. You know, but really tough question. Get people, give your thoughts. 0141 356 1972. What was Bassey's best position? Yeah, he was a guy that came out the pack for me amongst a lot of heroes, Cammy. I mean, I don't think any of the players let us down, you know.
5 months before it, we were thinking of getting rid of him because of the COVID situation as well. You look at 5 months later and we're in a final of Europe, and he's probably man of the match. It shows you what could have happened.
It's a strange game. You with us, GB?
Yeah, Fox, I am here, mate.
Yeah. Bassey, what's your thinking on his best position?
I would say the left side. See the way he charged down the wing Ox and stuff like that, and his crossing was getting better and better, wasn't it? Like with each game, he was actually starting to match Barisic, I think, with his crossing ability and stuff like that. So, I think just in Europe, he was just that perfect kind of fullback, wasn't he? I mean, that's why he ended up getting his move, because he ticked all the boxes that most of these European teams want for their fullbacks. They want to be able to defend, but able to run down the wing with pace and power and put in crosses that get them goals. And I think Bassey was, like I say, he was showing that on that stage. And again, I think, like I say, going into the following season, we definitely have missed him, Ox. I think he was him and Aribo at that time were big players for us, big part of the kind of unit that we were. And I think that's what the task at that what do you call it, that Bale's got this summer. He's got to try and get the whole bond, the unit back again, because it always seemed to be Defoe, Aribo, Kamara and Bassey, all kind of that kind of gang together kind of thing. You know what I mean? So. Oh.
Hello, Rangers FC fan.
I don't know what's happening here. Fox is getting a sangria out, GB. You know? So, aye, Bassey. It was superb for us. And hefty money, GB, yeah. Oh, lost GB now. Things are going Pete Tong. Cammy, hefty money we got for him, eh?
It was, between him and what's the other boy's name again on the other side of the park? Went to Everton. Mines went to Blank. Aye, Patterson, aye, that's right.
Young Patterson.
Between the two of them, and they made plenty of money off the two of them. It was well done. Good bit of business.
Aye. He's getting decent reviews in a bad Everton team, whereas Bassey, when you read it, he's not getting great reviews. Some people like him.
I thought he'd have went further.
Aye, but they're talking about moving on again. Maybe we'll get some more money.
Think we'll get a loan deal for him?
No, I don't think so, mate.
No.
You know.
Can I ask you a question, Knox?
Aye, mate.
Who do you think was your best player in the final?
In the final?
Aye. Who was your favourite player in it?
I thought the player, their captain, was an excellent player. I think it was the one that Lundstrom cropped. They had a couple of boys in midfield, but for us, I thought Calvin Bassey was our man of the match in the final. I think there was that moment when he gave the ball away and then he showed exceptional pace to get back. I can't remember what time in the game it was, but it looked as if he made a mess of it, and then he sprinted back. Somebody's...
That's me throwing it.
All right.
Apologies, my dog's just heard the door.
Right, Bridge, Bassey was, but none of the players let us down anyway. I think we've been joined by Robert. Evening, Robert.
Evening, Oxshare, Bridgeman, GB, and Tammy. Yeah, good to be back on, guys. Loving the show tonight.
Hello, Robert. How are you doing?
Oh, brilliant, Bridgeman. Just as they're bringing back all these memories for a year ago. And GB, can I say something about if I was in a bar in Seville and Robert walked by, I wouldn't run after him either. I'd let him go.
He's just trapped out, mate. I think he's away for a coffee. You were meant to meet somebody, never showed, weren't you?
Oh, I know, mate. You know the way it is. He ended up getting phone calls to other people, and it's of course Gary, my son, in between. He arranged the whole trip out there, and then a couple of his pals phoned, so we were going in different directions because it'd have been nice to meet up with you guys. It really would have been. But Oxford, I've got to say, see my everlasting memory. I'll take it to the grave. It was the week the Rangers invaded Europe. That's what it was. I left for Glasgow to Edinburgh to Amsterdam. Now, I don't know if you've been in that. Is it Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam, Oxford? It's got to be one of the biggest airports probably in Europe. You know what I mean? It's massive, right? And I couldn't believe walking through that airport, the amount of red, white and blue shirts I seen, the amount of bears, the orange caps. You know, it was frightening, the amount of bodies I seen. And then we stayed in Amsterdam and Gary blew half our budget on window shopping, but there you go. But there you go. So, and then the Tuesday we went for Amsterdam, down to Malaga, the great wee day there. Then we got on the bus down to Seville. Great sing songs off full of bears, the bus. Great time going down there. And then we stayed the night, obviously in Seville. We get a cracking hotel, Oxford, round the corner, 5 minutes for the stadium. And this is one I'll never forget. So the next morning we get up the game day, and we're checking out, and I turned around and I say to Lassie, if you get a room for the night, we would pay the 150 quid for the Tuesday night. I said, if you get a room for the night after the game, we're not leaving it tomorrow. And she came back. She went, yeah, €700. I'm like, what? It's went to 150 to 700 because it's on the match day. So here was, we never paid it, and we ended up sleeping in the bus station on the Wednesday after the game. And you know, I've never seen so many bears. It was like a war zone in that bus station, all lying all over the floors against pillars, and it was just a sight to behold. The bear everywhere you went. We ended up going back to Malaga, down to Torremolinos, and bears everywhere. Then back to Amsterdam, and you know, for every German I seen or spoke to, and I spoke to a few, for every German I seen or spoke to, I seen 1,000 bears. For every one of them. It's just Rangers fans everywhere. It was incredible.
Aye. It was I spoke to two Seville train station after getting the train up from Malaga. We spoke to them on the way out, and they were like, they thought that the guy said, we thought we'd a big support. That was his words to German, because they did travel. He says this is unbelievable, you know. And apart from the two, apart from the game and that, and after the game, I never seen any of them, mate. Oh, what?
I know. Yeah, you know? And I know what I loved about it as well, Oxford. We're wonderful club get Tammy through that stick after Manchester. That was always going to happen. The impeccable behaviour of over 100,000 Rangers fans in Seville. It was absolutely brilliant, the behaviour. No, it's another team that went to Seville and littered all the streets and peed everywhere and stuff like that. That doesn't get reported in the press. The Rangers fans were impeccable. No, I don't even think there was one arrest, was there?
I don't believe there was, mate, bizarrely, you know.
I know.
You know, but it was a special trip, mate, special trip. And obviously, you were only far from me at times, and we missed each other, no? And
I know.
It's going up from Malaga to Seville, mate. It was just bears in Malaga everywhere. Running about the train station when I went, it was like as if you were going to St Enoch's to get the subway or the Ibrox, mate. If I'm being honest.
It's just, see, for me, I'm quite an emotional person as it is, but it was dead emotional that whole week because just seeing that sight, seeing that red, white and blue sight, honestly, you'll never see a better sight. We all know that, but it was just incredible. No matter where you went, it was in Torremolinos, as I said, Malaga, there was bears everywhere, and they were all so happy and all so looking forward to the game. And we were, let's be honest, we were confident we could get, unlike we knew in Manchester, we were never going to get, because, as Bridge said, SPFL and FA definitely never helped us that time, did they? All the games we had to play before we played Zenit. But I went to that game and I thought, you know what, I think your name could be on that trophy. We rode one luck at times, maybe against Dortmund and Red Star and teams like that. But what a team performance. And see, the ironic thing is, and we've given the Rangers at half this season, we've all done it best for me. They boys were a penalty kick away from becoming Rangers legends, including Scott Wright. There you go. They boys, a penalty kick. They would, every one of these players would be Rangers legend if we'd won that. And I still get nightmares. I still wrench at it. We Ryan Kent, that lucky goalkeeper, sticks out the leg. Right there, Def would have won it. We Kent. People say Kent should have done better. I don't know myself if he could have done any better. It was just one of the ones. He sticks his leg out the right way. You know what I mean? And we were so close.
Talking about legends, have you been asked for any selfies lately?
He's been telling you stories.
I hear everything, mate. You know that.
Oh, we'll quickly tell it. I'm rambling a bit.
Oh, go on then. Let's hear it.
So I'm coming. Right, a couple of weeks ago, quickly, I'm coming back to Tenerife, and I'm in the airport, right? Putting the duty-free stuff in the bag, and this man, ages myself, late 50s, comes up and says, "Big man, gonna do me a favour?" I said, "Can I get a selfie with you?" I said, "What?" He went, "You're that guy outside the pub in that video, aren't you? At Rangers fan." I said, "Well, I'm trying to forget about that interview." He went, "Can I get a selfie, my mates all think you're brilliant, they all love you. And I want to show them a picture of me and you together." I said, "I know, mate, I go on Rangers Radio. I don't know if you listen to Rangers Radio, and I go and wee rants and all that. I don't know if you ever hear me." He went, "Why would I listen to Rangers Radio? I'm a Celtic fan." I said, I couldn't believe it. He went, "I'm a Celtic fan."
Robert, eh?
But he's like, so I'm trying to get my way out of bridge. I'm digging the hole deep, and he's like, no, mate, you're absolutely brilliant. I say, thanks, I don't think so. But there you go.
Right, get yourself a mute, people, because we're going to have a tune.
Down the track, train came a running, Rangers 3, Celtic nothing, that's right. Now we've got the men, they are steady, the Rangers motto is I ready, that's right. Oh, we're the Rangers, the team who fear no dangers. If you think this is our story, just wait till you read about the glory, that's right. We're the Rangers, the team who fear no dangers. Down the track, train came a running, Rangers 3, Celtic nothing, that's right. And if you think this is our story, just wait till you read about the glory, that's right. Oh, we're the Rangers, the team who fear no dangers. If you think this is our story, just wait till you read about the glories. That's right. That's right.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
That was a new wee tune, GB.
I liked that
Brilliant,
another wee toe tapper.
Wee toe tapper. What you just said that? Was that a Dash of White Sergeant or a... What do you think, Bridge?
I'll let Bridge answer that one.
A dashing white sergeant indeed, old boy.
Oh, dear. Oh, we'll go to Cammy next, but Robert, it was obviously the weather, the sunshine and everybody, you know, even for that part of the world, it was having excessive temperatures. The sunshine and everybody catching the sun. And the feel-good factor, it was just marvellous apart from the penalty kicks. But I'm going to ask you, mate, I've asked the rest of them, would you have took penalty kicks before the game started?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Definitely, yeah. I've got to hang it well with them. And you know what? We're so unlucky. Our 4 penalties we converted were crackers. And you know that the record the Germans have got all the years for penalty shootouts, they very seldom lose, do they? But our penalties were 4. And I agree with you, why did Jill do it? Why did he take Sakala, who's Zambia's penalty kick taker? Why did you take that boy up and do that to him, what he done to bring Aaron Ramsden? I'll never get it. I'll never get it.
Aye. Special day, special memories. Come and give your thoughts in your trip. Any disasters? Anybody have disasters? Because somebody's bound to have a disaster, Cammy, here.
Oh, aye, definitely. They wouldn't be bears if you didn't.
No. Poor Ross, that comes on the show, he left. I'm trying to remember when he left. I think it was a Saturday after the game at the weekend. Might have been a Hearts game, and he drove down, GB. Ross drove down, him and his mate.
Drove down to what?
Seville.
The ferry?
They drove down to Dover, over to Calais, and drove through France and right through Spain down to Seville.
No way, man. That's a jaunt and a half, that, man.
And then I met him outside, me, him and Stevie met outside Hampden for the final, the cup final. Oh, he was back.
Do you know something, Ox? I did consider it. See, to be honest, see if I couldn't get any flights or anything like that. I was actually looking to try and buy a wee banger just to try and get me there. But do you know, my wee mum was like that to me.
Right,
Son,
Robert,
you might get there, but you'll never get back.
I think Robert's boy bought a wee banger in Amsterdam.
more than one, I can assure you. or Robert go with a wee cake. It's like me even crazy and what I actually am. But brilliant. But I'll share a wee question for you. This might be a wee unfair one because of what the lads didn't get to that final. See if you had to put in pick the top 3 players in reverse order for 3 to 1 for that whole tournament. Who would be your top 3 Rangers players you think that made that difference to get us to that final?
James Tavernier, number 1. You know, his goals and that, and his moments in the games. Alan McGregor, number 2. When you think back to the saves, even at Ibrox, mate, but particularly in Red Star. Oh. And the third one, there's a lot of players.
I know.
I'd need to get to the boy we discussed. Just in the European run, Bassey was like a force for good. GB, same question to you, then Cammy can come in with his. GB.
Cracking question, Robert. I would go with definitely James Tavernier as number 1. Bassey number 2. And possibly... John Lundstrom, number 3.
I forgot about him.
Best on earth.
Best on earth. I forgot about him. Cammy?
Tavernier. I think people's got short memories on how good he actually is. Bassey would be number 2, and I think Lundstrom is number 3. Definitely. That was my 3, aye.
Bridgeman?
Personally, I would have said Golson, the top one for me, followed by young Bassey. Bassey had a fantastic tournament, and Alan McGregor.
He's off for attacking football with Bridge, isn't he?
Well, they're the ones that did most of the things that I thought were fantastic. I know that's good in goals, of course. You know.
I get it, mate. I get it. McGregor's performance in Red Star was just out of this world, no? You know. What about you then, Robert? Same, you can answer your own question. Talk to yourself.
I know. I'm going to shock you a wee bit here because I think you all know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to kind of number 3. I'm being ranked in a wee special mention because I thought some of his performance in Dortmund and Leipzig at Ibrox. I thought he worked his socks up and he get involved in a lot of good things and created goals for us. So I'm putting him at 3. Number 2, I'm putting James Henry Tavernier, our captain, because people do have a short memory. Am I not right in saying was he the Europa League's top goal scorer and he didn't start scoring these goals till we got into the last 32? He didn't score any in the group stages. I'm sure if we look back, he was the Europa League's top goal scorer. So I'm giving him number 2 and Big Shirley. I thought Big Shirley just drove it. And he was the man of the match, the final. He was my man of the match. I thought he was immense, just drove us forward. And I think we have missed that this season. I think we have missed that big bustly guy driving the Rangers forward. And that's what we need to get into our team for next season. So I'm giving Big Calvin Bassey number 1.
I don't think you can argue with anybody's selections, GB.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, no.
No, I mean, in fact, see if you chuck in it, like there's some kind of unsung heroes. I mean, big Leon Balogun, he got as a header that actually got his early line in the run up to the games. The run up to the final. There was Glenn Kamara. I mean, he put his he gave us that double lead. So I mean, there is players in there that did help us get. I mean, even Roof to a certain extent, he was the one that got the goal in extra time, and unfortunately, he got injured and couldn't make it into the Leipzig game. So, what I say is, there's probably players we're probably forgetting about. But one thing actually they always bring up when it comes to the quiz question, the team that started in that final, you'll never remember Scott Wright.
He
You
looked
would have.
good, but he was well dressed.
No, but it's a point that Robert made. You would have done if we'd have managed, if the penalty kicks would have been another way, because that team, that 11 it started, did a trip to have people's tongues for generations. Robert, then Cammy.
Definitely. Look at the Barca Bears, would not be one of them, taking the liberty, one of them, all our legends in their own rights, you know what I mean? Absolutely fantastic. And it's a shame, because that team was so unlucky. Some of the performances, when you think, yeah, away to Dortmund. Imagine going to West Balance Stadium and gobbling them 4-2, making it look like easy, you know what I mean? What a tipper for that. And see that Leipzig game, I'll go to my grave. I've been to some big games at Ibrox, Dynamo Kiev, Leeds United, all these kind of big games, and see that atmosphere against Leipzig. That was, I cried like a baby at the end of that game. That was just, the Rangers fans, we're the best fans in the world. Nobody can take that away from us. You know what I mean? We're not there just more teams winning. We're there all the time, and they fans in Seville, they summed it up. What a support. Just so proud to be a Bear.
Cammy?
My 41st time that we went to Manchester, that there would be another cup final, European Cup final for us. I thought that was a once in a lifetime opportunity, but it happened again. So to see it again now after that's happened, that it would never happen again. You never know. You can't tell. It's just one of these things. But for the players that was on the park, they gave 100% the whole way through it. It's absolutely brilliant. So it was.
Right, everybody be quiet. Right, GB, you ready?
Yep, all ready.
Right, you ready? Right, you ready for this? And you need to eat quick. Get it in order and get it correct. Name the team.
Right, McGregor. Right, McGregor, Golson, Bassey, Aribo, Jack, Dav, Lundstrom, Kamara, Ken, Barisic, Scott Wright.
I don't think you do order right there, but we'll give you. I don't think you do order right, do you?
Never mentioned Tavernier.
He did. Aye, they're living with it. Just dripped off the tongue, Robert.
Oh, definitely. I've got a wee question for Bridge. Bridge, when we played Eintracht Frankfurt in 61 final, name me the team.
Oh, God, I couldn't.
What about you, Ulster?
Oh, man.
No, mate. No, I could have a go, right enough. But obviously, long time before me, Robert. But obviously, we never played Eintracht Frankfurt in the final, Robert. It was the semi-final.
Oh, that's right. So my memory's going to be...
Up until then, Robert, you were doing quite well, but thanks for the call. Don't be a stranger. We'll speak to you soon.
So that's the same. What did you have? The Hammers about 12 or something. Did they know over 2 legs? Or was that game?
6-1 and 6-2, I think they beat us.
Oh, God. Correct.
Right. If VAR would have been about, we might have won, Robert.
Exactly. I know. No.
I don't think there was a VAR decision in the final. I've never watched it back, so I wouldn't know, but I can't remember one that changed the end of the decision. Obviously, they checked the goals and that, but I can't remember one. I don't think there was a lot of controversy in the final, was there?
No, there wasn't. What I remember is they were by far the better team in the first half, and then the Rangers. I thought Rangers in the second half, and all extra time. I thought Rangers played really well. And also, you're right. I mean, I was saying to your Gary on the morning of the game. We got up because we were near the stadium. We walked right around the whole stadium, obviously looking to try and get tickets. And I was like, Gary, 10 o'clock in the morning. How can they play a game on this pitch tonight? This is incredible. This game shouldn't have been played in this city. It's a disgrace. And then we all know what happened to the way the Rangers fans were treating it, etc. I mean, but what an experience.
By the way, I don't know if I'd go back to Seville because of that, but it was a superb city, wasn't it?
Oh, beautiful.
Aye, what a scene it. But I don't know if I'd want to go back because it's a one, but it was something else, you know. But aye, Aye. Well, come and join us. Give your thoughts, give your memories. Planes, trains, automobiles. How did you get there? Love to hear from people. Regrets, apart from the penalty kicks, that was it. I obviously had to pick up Jaffa's barbell at the hotel. That was a regret.
I'm waiting to hear about this crocodile.
Oh, the crocodile. Oh,
The crocodile and the barbell. There you go.
Aye.
I'll let Jaffa tell it. Only be fair. I will tell you one. I went back to Diggs in Seville with people of his way, and we were crashing out because we were getting the train back in the morning. We left really early in the morning, middle of the night, and Robert's right. There was bears sleeping everywhere, on benches and everywhere. So Uber came to take us. So we get into Uber and all that, and we one word led to another, and he was taking us to Faro Airport, and we were like, "Oh my God, it's Seville train station." So it got a wee bit fruity at times. And eventually he took us, and we actually had to pile. We gave him €50, and we thought it would. Turned out it was a hang Uber. So while he was driving, there was a Mr. Wilson, and Mr. Wilson, where I come, he's a good friend of mine, but obviously it wasn't him. However, Mr. Wilson, who was waiting for his Uber to go back to Faro Airport, I'm sorry, we had your Uber.
That would have happened. Like, even the minibuses, see after the game, see the amount of people were just trying to get out of the tune just because they're that disappointed. Or folk try to jump even in our minibus just looking for a lift to get out of the place. You mean it was just mental. It was. I mean, people talked about Manchester and stuff like that, and I had to at the time sit and watch Manchester on the telly and see Seville, experiencing that amount of people in one city. I don't even think the city knew what hurt it. I mean, it was just unbelievable. Even during the day, like, I couldn't believe when we turned up so early, because we were like, we'll get into Seville early so that we can get a bar. You couldn't get moving. I was there for about 12 o'clock and the place was absolutely bouncing.
Aye. We'd get tickets for some. They'd organised it, some club. So we went and found it before we went and met the people, so we knew we were going for after the game, because it was opened all night. And we never made it after the game. Maybe we should have went back. But anyway, we didn't. And so...
yeah.
Yes, mate.
I'll need to jump out a wee second, but just before I go, here, do you think if the Rangers had got it over the line and they had won in Seville, do you think that would have been the greatest achievement in your club's history?
Due to the circumstances in your immediate history, run about it, aye? Cammy?
Yeah, definitely. Aye, definitely. We have COVID and everything else that was going on at the time. It definitely was, aye.
Bridgeman?
Yeah, 100%. It would have been the greatest achievement. Most assuredly.
Mm-hmm.
It would be the cherry on top of the cake.
GB?
Aye, Ox, I think it would have been the greatest. And it not so much like because of the win, it's more the finances that we were having to battle with every other team in that competition. Even Frankfurt, but were playing against that night. I mean, the players that were on the part for them and how much they were worth and stuff like that. I think it was just one. Even though we didn't win it, Ox, it's a fantastic achievement for a Scottish club, the size of the league that we're coming for and stuff like that. I think most of the teams that were in that competition would struggle to do the same thing as what we done.
And I still don't think we got the credit, Robert, if I'm being honest.
100% no. 100, and it would have been, in my opinion, the greatest achievement, and I'm taking nothing away from the Barca Bears, probably our finest team in our history, the Barca Bears. But you know what, as GB said, finances and all that, you know what I mean? Back then in 72, it was near a level playing field, but no nowadays, what we battled against, what these teams are worth, 200 and 300 million. It was the Rangers, what did we spend, about 10 or 15 million? Absolutely incredible. And I'll thank you for taking my call, Oxford. I've absolutely loved being on the show and listening to the rest of it and bringing back the memories. And I'll thank one person, and that's my son, Gary Robert Weatherall. He organised the whole trip. He came care of his old man. Everywhere we went, he organised all the buses, the trains, the planes, you name it, the whole lot. The only thing he couldn't do, unfortunately.
He organised the flights for Edinburgh to Amsterdam, did he?
Yes, he did, and he organised. And before I go, usual me know what I'd done. See, we were leaving Amsterdam. We were going to Amsterdam to stay the night, and we were going to stay the night in the airport. And when we get to the train on Amsterdam, we go to the airport, and I leave my bag with everything in it on the platform. I tried to run out the door, and I could see the bag through the window. Everything, all our clothes, everything was in this holder, and we had to get the train away back. It took about 40 minutes to get back to the platform. Wasn't there in our hand down the stair, and the guy had it behind the counter. How lucky was that? Our whole trip would have been ruined. Our whole trip would have been ruined due to me being stupid, leaving the back leg.
Was that you leaving Amsterdam?
We were leaving Amsterdam on the Monday night. We got there in the morning, we were there all day, and then we decided we'll just, because we had got an early flight, we'd stay in the airport, Amsterdam airport.
Young Robert's trip wasn't wasted.
Gary certainly was.
Gary's trip wasn't wasted.
Oh no, he did a ball at time. He absolutely loved it. But Oxford, thanks very much, and it's good talk to you guys. And I won't be a stranger. I'll be on again very shortly. And come on, the Glasgow Rangers! What a result of Saturday! And although they're all shouting, they had a reserve team out. Well, you know what? Join our club, because your Rangers have been playing their reserve team all season with all the injuries that we've had. No one or two. We've had 7 and 8 players at a time, and they're all screaming about 1 or 2. Well done, the Rangers. And Todd Cantwell, what a player! Love you, son. What a Rangers player. And we need another 10 of you. Good night, guys. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Robert.
Cheers, Robert.
Right, Robert.
He's a force of nature, Robert Cammy, yeah?
He sure is, aye. He's a definite character, isn't he?
Aye.
Yeah,
emotional. Where's his heart in his sleeve? That would be fair, Bridge, wouldn't it?
100%, pal. 100%. When you listen to him, you're hearing emotion all the way through. Emotion.
Yeah. Well, last part of the show. Come on, give your thoughts. It was a year ago today. The penalty kicks would have just been happening, I suppose, wouldn't they? Around about now, heading towards it, a year ago to the minute. Yeah. Give your thoughts on the trip if you went. Give your thoughts if you stayed. What you done. How you felt. We've never really talked about it, if we're honest, GP.
No, we have.
Jaffa.
Aye, we have kept away from it and that, and I think it's good, Ox. I think it's good to bring it up in a sense of, like I says, the whole travelling aspect, meeting bears and what I says, bouncing into friends and that. Like you says, you've bounced into Jaffa there and stuff like that. And by the way, on the day of the game when I was in Seville, Love for Money was trying to find out where you were kicking about and all that, and it was just too much. You just couldn't. As soon as you go into a place, you had to sit there and obviously get to the drink and stuff like that. So like if you moved out of a place, you were never getting back in, and that just shows that, like I says, the amount of support that we've got, that they would. I mean, I don't know how many works must have been looking about where all the staff were that day. You mean, because like I says, the amount of people, I still can't believe it.
Aye. 100,000. I think that's conservative, if I'm being honest, GB. I think
so, Hawks.
I think that was. It was the amount of people running about, and where we were, there was thousands. Where we were, there was thousands there that never went up to Seville. They stayed where they were. Just partied, no.
Well, Benidorm was totally packed out with Rangers fans as well. They all travelled there to celebrate it and stuff like that. I mean, it was was it just like Seville that got hurt? It was the fall of Spain got hurt practically.
I think a lot of it maybe the geography wasn't brilliant. They thought they could get a bus down the road to Seville.
Well, I didn't start off well. I ended up in Brussels first, and then I had to travel back to Faro. So,
I know. I remember talking to you. I think the day before you were in Faro. I think you were surprised the amount of bears that were there.
so like, even like just walking down the strip and like you think you're just going into kind of a normal nightclub and stuff like that, but the nightclub was that full that it was bouncing out onto the streets with people, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying about Stevie. Can you remember the motor? And that poor lassie was driving. I don't know what possessed her to think to drive down that street, but she drove down it, and she just caught us when we were all starting to sing "Follow, Follow," and that motor was getting battered all the way down. It just like. We start lassie, I suppose we'll go for the rest of our days. We'll remember that trip. You mean, like she'll never forget that experience. So I think if we could have picked up the motor, I think the full Rangers fans would have walked the full street with it. It was brilliant. It was just what a laugh.
See that high at that time, Cammy? Did you see that the wheels would come off? You know, if you think about
I thought
6 months after that, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst was no longer our manager.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, and it swings and roundabouts. I thought it was in the stars for Rangers to win that cup. Oh, it'd be a long because just the way the luck was falling for us. I thought we were definitely in for to win it. It looked that way from the start. Just the way the draws and stuff were made as well too. It's just sad that Jimmy Bell died on just before the semi-final as well. See, that's another point that I written down there.
I wonder if that's a factor in the emotion of the night against Leipzig. The players had a cause. I don't mean obviously for themselves and their families and for the support, but the emotion of the Jimmy Bell passing, Bridgman, you could feel it. And considering, let's be honest, Jimmy wasn't a player or a manager or a director. He was a kitman, an employee.
He was a great servant to Rangers, Jimmy Bell. Great servant. And by the way, liked by everyone except a certain party. I know that far away from Ibrox. I can't believe the crap that they come away with. But no, that night, that tournament, full of emotion, all the way through, right to the end. And well, people like myself were greeting. They would never won it, so I'm quite sure we're not the only one. Many thousands were greeting when they came out the stadium and things like that, because it happens. Been there before, and but that was just highly charged, very emotional tournament, very emotional, and not an accumulation of all the shall we say all the feelings that you had all the way through that tournament leading up to it. The great results for us at Ibrox, massive results, just great, and very sad.
Aye. GB, did you see the wheels coming off? Did you think that within 6 months, when was that? It was roughly November, wasn't it? Gio was the manager at that time. Never seen that coming, did you?
No, I thought it was the springboard. I thought we were going to a right good pre-season. Even when you were watching the videos of the pre-season, the team looked right fired up. Sadly, obviously, the big money came for the two our key players, which was Aribo and Bassey, and we are a club that can't turn that kind of money down, Ox, and I totally understand why they were sold. It's just, unfortunately, I don't think we would replace them, and the injuries kicked in and stuff like that. And again, for Gio, I think, Ox, what happened was that he never kicked on in the league again. There were signs. I think obviously the run to the final kind of hidden it a wee bit, but there were signs in the league even then, back then, that he wasn't actually understanding how to tackle these teams and stuff like that. And I think we went into that season, and again we were starting to see the same old. And I think ultimately, even though he had all the injuries, that's what hindered him. We weren't seeing results against the lower teams in our league, and I think if he just managed to get his head round that, then he would have got the time, Ox. I think he would have got more time to build the team that he was trying to do. But again, we've not got time to wait about, Ox. It's a results-driven business.
That's fair, mate. I think that's fair. It was the domestic forum, and obviously the Champions League results weren't great at the start of the season, Cammy. The goals we lost were disappointing. Maybe not the fact that we lost some of the games, because we knew we were moving up a level. But the manner of the performances ultimately played his job. But that night in Seville, I didn't think that he'd been sacked 6 months later.
No, I didn't think so either. But do you wonder, it makes you wonder if the board of directors brought him in to concentrate more on Europe than what they did for the league. Because you're obviously going to make more money the further you go in Europe than you would in the league. And it's kind of been forgot about the league at the time. Looking back at it.
That's a good point, by the way. That's a good point.
I don't know if they did. I think Europe was a bonus. If you think back, we had to win the last 2 games to get through, and they done it. You know, when he came in and got the job after Stevie G, we were 6 points ahead of the league and looked as if we were going to go in Europe. I think the Europe thing was a bonus that nobody would have predicted when Gio got the job, Bridge, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think there was an awful lot to it. I don't think it was quite as cut and dried as that, but I really think that, how can we say it, when Gio got the job, I think Cammy's right. A big chunk his task was to get us as far as possible in Europe. That's all, and he did. So hats off to him. We wouldn't know what was going on, and you know, to be there for 6 months and get always gone, you know, really difficult, you know, really difficult to think, what did we do, how did we not do it, and so on and so forth, you know. Was it 7 months he was there?
Oh, it was a year. He was there a year, but obviously you had the sort of 6 month up to today, and then the 6 month after it was just, and I think GB summed it up. It was a fact. I mean, if you look back, the points he dropped when the first manager, we were on a good run of form, then all of a sudden, first game back, he played the boys Sands and inexperienced. We drew at Pataudry after winning. We couldn't beat Ross County. There's the 4 points that ultimately maybe cost us the league. You know, we drew again with Dundee United. You know, they were that 6 points cost us the league, GB.
Ajax, and again the Rangers fans kind of gave him the slack because of how well we were doing in Europe. That Europe was, at that time we were like, well, we'd won the title the season before, we could probably afford to let the title go this season and focus on trying to win the Europa League. As Cammy's touched on, it was probably a lot of fans were looking at it in the sense that we've got the draw, and we're probably looking good to get there to the final and win it, you mean? But what you're hoping for out of all that is that as much as we go to the final, Gio needs to remember his bread and butter. And he came back, and don't get me wrong, he qualified for the Champions League, which was another big thing, another big step in the club and that, getting back into the Champions League. And I just think, see if he just got certain results in the league, he definitely would have got more time to build. But when you're going away to, I think, was it, who we were away? There was one of the weaker teams we went away to. In fact, it was the first game of the season. Livingston were looking shaky even the first game of the season, Ox against Livingston away. And it took Tav for that free kick to get us back in the game.
Scott Arfield,
Scotland. Aye. So that was concerning right away, you mean? But Ox, I think Beale, if he builds a team, we might see that night again. We might see a final again, Ox, because it just shows you it's not all about money. I mean, we arrived to that final. I think you do need luck, but I think, like I say, if you've got players there with hunger and desire, then you might just get there again.
Yeah, aye. I'm with Cammy. After Manchester, I thought never see it again, and we've seen it twice in 15 years. So who's to say it can't happen again, Cammy?
I mean, that's just that. That's what I've been saying before. Just depends. It's not money. It's down to what sort of right players make 11 players. It's not just one player either. It's got to be a full team that gel together, and how well they gel together is how far they go in the competition at the end of the day.
Aye. And the bounce to the ball, Bridge, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, the break of the ball and the luck it's required in Europe. You've got to give a wee bit of luck. And I admit there'll be quite a lot of luck sometimes in some games. But we actually took it and we went with it and turned out to be, I thought, quite a really good team in that tournament. I don't think anybody wanted to play us, let's put it that way. But I think we were very good. It was a tremendous tournament for us all the way through. And I'm actually looking forward to see how we do in the Champions League playoffs. That's providing we win all our games. We don't want to lose any and drop too many points. But because you want to go in to the pre-season on a high. And if we can do that, it gives us a chance to sort of buzz up for the when is it first ones of the Champions League? When is it when's the first games?
I think we'll be playing them in August, mate.
August, there you go, right? That's fine.
Yeah.
So we've got to get ourselves all drummed up for that, and that's for sure. Needs to be done.
Big games.
Aye.
That team,
it's going to take. You've got to get yourself 100% fit.
Mm-hmm.
So and everything that matters with that. Big task.
Again, because the other things that went on GB, we never really gave Giovanni credit for knocking out PSV, did we?
No, again, like it was with the team that we had at the time. I mean, like I says, we'd lost Aribo and don't get me wrong, we had Cholak in the team and stuff like that, and we had Lawrence and stuff. But again, still going up against PSV, who are kind of tried and tested, who have been kicking about European competitions longer than what we had been recently and stuff like that. Then it was a big achievement to get there. I just wonder, though, Ox, like going into these qualifiers, that I would much rather have the experience that we've had in the Europa League than reaching the Champions League every year and getting papped out within 3 games. You know what I mean? I'd much rather us have go on a run of the Europa League than just go into the Champions League, get the money, and then, I'm not saying get hammered, but like...
No compete.
It just like take a couple of defeats and then that's our European campaign done. I much rather I think most of the fans would much rather see us try and go for the Europa League, and I mean try and get back to another final, because I think we're good enough at that level to try and challenge in there.
Right, okay, last part of the show. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
I get your point, GB. It's like the classic, if you'd rather be bottom of the Premiership or top of the Championship in England, isn't it? What's a better season?
Mm-hmm. Aye, because like you says, you get into the dreamland of all that money, but then within a season you're packed back down the Championship. You mean you wonder where you'd rather be.
Aye, I get your point. But we can dream, mate. We can compete. I mean, we can get a side together and like we did in '93, and ultimately, you never know, Bridgeman. You never know.
You just don't know. But we need to be, no matter what it is, we need to get it into our mind. This is what we want to do, and all the players have got to buy into it, big style. Just like they've done up to now, particularly the Celtic game there. Really brilliant performance by everybody. Everybody getting taking their job seriously and getting tore in, and see how we go on. Get some new players in, and God willing, we'll be there. God willing, we'll get there. I'd love it if we can compete at the Champions League level and sort of get into the last 16, the last 32, whatever it is. Be great for us.
Well, if you ever manage to get to the group stages, Cammy,
that's exactly it. Yeah.
You start thinking, well, you get the right draw,
Yeah, the world's your lobster, isn't it? Aye, definitely. But I think Europa is definitely our level at the moment. I don't think the Champions League, it's just too much out of our reach. I think we need to sort of stay in the Europa for a few years, build up the finances, and then get better players in, and then think about Champions League. But right now we're not equipped for it.
No, but I think when you look back, we didn't have a defence, GB. I mean, that was the thing. I mean, obviously, Hollanda was injured, and we had lost Bassey, and the big boy came in for Liverpool, wasn't he fit, and John Suter was injured, But just the crucial positions in big tight games when you're going to be under pressure. We actually had to go with Sands and King. What was the fair of James Sands and Leon King? Who I don't think are centre half. They gave us everything they had.
Yeah, they did, Ox, and to be fair, Ox, see when the draw was made for the Champions League, apart from probably Ajax, I felt because of the way we played in the Europa League and stuff like that, I felt we could possibly match Ajax a wee bit better. But see, Napoli and Liverpool, my expectations of him in a way were quite low, to be honest. I wasn't expecting hammers, but I was expecting is in a sense to it would be one of the nights where it would be unbelievable that we beat them, to be honest. I just think that, as Cammy says, we are at a level, the players are at a level that if we're trying to get there, you're talking that, when you look about the Frankfurt and stuff like that, there's certainly a £30 million striker and stuff like that in the final. I mean, we didn't even have a striker. And this is the difference. If we're trying to get to that level, the Champions League, to try and at least compete, I mean, that you're just trying to sift the boot and hopefully get a gem that ends up giving you that 30 million. Whereas, I'd much rather see us go and get out a good goal, but then maybe drop into the Europa League. I mean, that would probably be my ideal scenario.
I get that. But just 2 European finals we've played without a striker. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Bridge?
Yeah. You wonder how you can do it. I mean,
twice.
How did a club like Rangers not have a striker? You know, you ask it, and mysteries indeed. But well done to the guys that stood in. You know, they tore in and got into it. They done what they could. But we need to plan better. We really do need to plan better.
Who played? Was it Roger Hine played for us at centre forward?
That's correct. In 1967, aye, absolutely, Roger Hine. Unfortunately, he had a couple of chances as well, and if he had put one of them away, what can you say? We're going back and we're battering the guy. I don't need to.
No.
Really, truly, he played well, and he's a big fella, you know, and that's why they put him up front. But you know, it's you know yourself playing football, Oxford. You know what it's like. You know, if the key people aren't there, then you're climbing a mountain. Even no matter how good you are, you're going to be climbing a mountain. You need all your good people doing the right things. And we just didn't have a centre forward that was worth a lick in the.
Well, here's a question for me then. If we'd have kept Dandy and I forgot his name now, Jim Forrest. Jim Forrest and George McLean. Well, they were still at the club then, but they never played after Berwick. But things have been different that night in Germany.
Oh, 100%, yeah. There was loads and loads of good balls going up. They couldn't be held, you know, they couldn't get them right. And Forrest was a really good centre forward, no matter what anyone says. First class centre forward, had a tremendous shot on him. And McLean could post in quite well and scored a lot of goals as well. Not as many as Forrest, but
no.
Either of those two in would have made a big difference for us. But we sort of cut your nose off to spite your face. I don't know. Obviously, we'll never know what's went on because of it all. Just never know why that happened. But there you go. It's typical Rangers, isn't it? You know. So we're into a European Cup Winners' Cup final, and we haven't got a centre forward. Sorry, you're not going to do it. It was wonderful to see us doing it and trying it. Great, but you've got to do it right. So it was tough.
And also, in Seville, GB, obviously, we put Scott Wright in the right of our attack, which, no offence to Scott, he wouldn't have been first choice nearer, you know?
No, again, the hindsight, Ox, what we know now, with Fashion. I mean, I think about putting Fashion through that middle as a striker. I mean, but Michael Beale came in. Do you know that's the annoying thing about Giovanni, Ox, is that Michael Beale came in and said that he spoke to Fashion and says, "Remember why we signed you? Because you're a striker." You know what I mean? And when that says, Giovanni went into that final no having a striker. He decided not to even play Fashion. I mean, but and he put Scott Wright, who wasn't on great form, Ox. Again, I get that he had pace and stuff like that, but a very, very strange player to put on for that final. You know what I mean? I totally understand Aribo being up there because of the way he was with form and he can score and etc. But I think he could have put Fashion up there with Aribo and we might have had a better outcome. Hindsight.
You never know. You never know, Camille.
Is that because he was British though? Is that why Scott Wright was played rather than Fashion Sakala?
No,
because he was British. No,
there's no rules, mate, affecting that.
No.
No,
isn't sure about that one.
No. But aye, Bill. Listen, yeah, you're only wrong in hindsight, Camille.
Yeah, well, this is that. No wrong once.
Aye. Even me, Bridge, but aye. Special night, special memories, special time. And for Jaffer, it was special brew.
Well said.
You know, a time that will never be forgotten. The days people travelling there, the couple of nights that a lot of people had who were there, GB, and then the dash back for the Scottish Cup final.
Mm-hmm. I actually like it says it all goes into one big package. Like I says, the whole the flights and like I says, seeing other people like how their experiences were going and stuff like that. I mean, we had people coming up asking us if they would sell our tickets, and they were willing to like put us up in Seville and stuff like that because we didn't stay in Seville that night. So it was this like crazy stuff like that. You remember and. Like I says, like I'm standing in a bar and the next minute I hear Robert's voice walking past me in the street. You mean, and I knew it was Robert, but just didn't have that moment to go and chase after him to speak to him. And like I says, just the whole hanging Faro, like all the Bears like singing and like bouncing out of nightclubs and like I says, even the locals getting involved. Like I've said to you, like our driver and like I says, when we got to Seville, there was people coming up asking us like what's your chances and who's your star player and stuff like that. People were actually interested in who Rangers were, and I do think in that sense of things, Ox, that it has put Rangers back on the map a good bit getting to the final. I think a lot of players now around the continent kind of look at Rangers. They probably always knew they were a big club, but I think a lot of these players like Todd Cantwell and stuff like that, they would have seen us get to that final and I think they would want a wee bit of that. And that's maybe what will help us going forward when we're trying to attract players.
That's a good point. Bridgman?
I missed that last bit there. What was that, Oxtia?
It was GB saying about getting to that final would help us attract players.
Oh, God, aye, absolutely. And obviously, I may say, in continuity, we've been very good in Europe. We've done quite well in Europe. And obviously fabulous the last time we were in it. And obviously we need to do quite well now. And people look at you, obviously. We're a well-known club. We're a big club. And we generate a lot of money for everything. We could try to generate a bit more. But yeah, people look at us and they want to buy what they bought our players the last time. 2 of them away, in fact 3, Joe Aribo as well. So, you know, from having a young, fantastic team, youngish fantastic team, to having no youngsters left in it and at that level, Massey and Joe Aribo and you know just and young Patterson. So yes, we're a good team, well thought of team, good record in Europe, and I think we're welcome most places we go.
Yeah. Obviously, the local liked us because of the euros they were getting off us, if I'm being honest, Cammy. You know?
Well, I think they're tight, but we're Scottish, they don't spend money, so it just proves that's not right, no?
Complete opposite.
Right. Drink their bars dry.
Aye. Funny enough, you should say that. One of the Rangers bars in Medina, that did run out of drink. And glasses, GB.
Does it surprise it? Actually, the bar in Seville that we were sitting in, Ox, the lassie had to leave and go to the supermarket to buy vodka and all that because, again, it was all drank dry. Like, folk were going in with, like, their horns, like, cradled, like carrying drink in these bars. I says the Spanish must think we're absolute off our heads, because like they would just be expecting one guy to go up and have maybe 2 drinks. I mean, there's folk at the bar nearly ordering like 10, 15 drinks. You know, it's just absolutely mental. But again, Ox, there was no infighting. There was just happiness. Like I said to you at the start of the show, I've never seen the support so together in all my days of following Rangers. I think that's has been the pinnacle that I've seen them together, and it's a sad way to end the season this season to see us kind of a wee bit disjointed. And I really hope, like I says, we have a good summer, good pre-season, and we come back as a unit, like the fans and the team. We back the team, try and charge them onto this Champions League qualifier, and like I says, we go again and that, and just remember, like I says, these memories, like I says, the Seville and stuff like that, because that's what it's all about. It's all about, like I says, hoping and dreaming, and like I says, and backing players, because like I says, they were on the journey as well, and they'll want that moment again as well.
That's another story. It's just come back to mind. I forgot about it. We're in a bar in the morning, in the game, really early in the morning, in Malaga, just getting something to eat before we jumped on the train, right? And it was bobbed with blue noses, and the boys came across and they had a case of, I think it would be 24 orange and 24 lemon drinks. So the guy, they put them on the table, and the next thing they've got about 6 bottles of vodka out, maybe more. And the guys came across, and we were thinking it's going to kick off because he thinks the boys are wanting to drink there. And eventually they go to explain that they were pouring out half the lemon to tap up the bottles of lemon and orange with vodka for the train plus for the day, yeah? the guy went away, and everybody's thinking, oh, he's going to chase them. He came back with a funnel to help them.
Because he's wanting the folk to enjoy themselves, that's the thing, because he knew they weren't the bad boys, they were just wanting to go and have a great day.
He came back with a funnel to help them get it done quicker, and the other obviously filled their table with beers while they were there, no?
There you go. Do you know, it's Ox, like, I think Cameron touched on the whole COVID thing as well. See, at that time, like, I think they obviously would have appreciated the money and stuff like that, but I just think, there you go, the amount of people that we travelled their way and stuff like that, we've probably helped a lot of businesses. I mean, keep going through the times. You know what I mean, it just shows you that they couple of days. I mean, there's some people writing off air for a week. I mean, lucky. But aye,
that was a boost. That was a boost. Special time, special team, special support. Cammy.
Aye, special support. Even the bend without the support, definitely. No matter how you go in the world, you always need your Rangers supporters behind you.
Bridgeman, I know you watched it in your 95-inch, was that?
That gets bigger every week.
on the special chairs you've got.
Yeah,
but the atmosphere, even then, you could feel it. You were watching all the newsreels and all the news, all the people at Glasgow Airport. It was just a special time, wasn't it?
What a time. And obviously, for all the guys that went there and thoroughly enjoyed themselves, many, many, many thousands from all parts of the world who are descending on Seville. Obviously, they know they're not going to get there, so they stayed in. I say that it was what do you call it? Benidorm was full. So virtually every town in the towards the Costa del Sol would have been full of Rangers fans for sure, because it's one occasion, and it sounds all the stuff you've talked about, the crowd being there, what it was like, the atmosphere. It must have been fantastic, because it was fantastic watching it. For anybody who watched it on the TV, it was so emotional, incredible. Loved it. I loved it. The whole tournament, the start to finish, I loved every bit of it, except getting beat.
Aye, apart from the penalty kick. Well, GB came in the end. Times went and gone. Maybe too emotional for people coming on and speak about it, but we got it off our chest, mate.
We did, mate. We got it out there, and like I says, we can put the memories to the back of our minds now. And like I says, we march on, Ox. We march on to hopefully a hopeful season and a new squad to look forward to, mate.
Yeah. Cammy, last word for your good self.
I think it's a new dawn for Bill, hopefully. They kick on from here and maybe back in the Europa League or Champions League next season. Hopefully that happens. Just like to thank you very much, folks, for having us on. And GB for your support and helping us through it too as well.
Thanks for joining us, Cammy. Last word again, GB, before we go to the bridge.
I know, Ox, again, brilliant night, brilliant memories, and just thanks for the guys for calling in and Bridgeman being there to support us all as well.
Aye, I think Robert's boy was brilliant memories, if I'm being honest, GB.
Very good.
I was wondering why that flight had to go to Amsterdam.
Over to you, Bridgeman.
Oh, what can I say? A fantastic night. Absolutely brilliant night, Oxford. Thank you very much, your techie boys there, for keeping the show going. And to guys, honestly, just absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's carried me through it. And can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans that are on here, Rangers Radio, every single one of you. What a memory, what memories for every single Rangers fan if they've joined us tonight. Every single one of you, keep it going for the Rangers. Don't forget us. Keep it going for the Rangers because they need us. Keep it going.
Can I thank Robert, who joined us, Cammy as well, Bridgeman and GB for being as their memories. Big Stevie as well. What a man. What a floater, by the way. Top man. Thanks to everybody for listening. It was all about Seville. Yeah, we never won, but it's memories that will never be forgotten. Because remember, we are the people. Take it away, old school boy and fox.
How many years ago, my boys, I left the Glasgow town. I followed the pull of the Yankee land and here I've settled down. Although I meant the Bridgeton Cross and my friends so near and dear, but I would give if I could have the Rangers over here. Singing Talk of California where the sun shines all the year. Singing Bama about your Broadway light so clear. But it would fill my heart with gladness, it would fill my heart with cheer, if we only had the Rangers over here. For they're the finest team in all the land, and I'm sure that you'll agree. To see them win is something grand, it's part of history. For the boys who fear no noise, my lads, and I mean that's quite sincere. What I would give if I could have the Rangers over here. Singing Buck of California where the sun shines all the year. Singing Bama about your Broadway life so clear. But it would fill my heart with gladness, it would fill my heart with cheer, and we only had the Rangers over here. Finest team in all the land, and I'm sure that you'll agree. To see them win is something grand, it's part of history. For the boys who fear no noise, my lads, and I mean that's quite sincere. What I would give if I could have the Rangers over here. Singing Talk of California where the sun shines all the year. Singing Bama about your Broadway light so clear. But it would fill my heart with gladness, it would fill my heart with cheer, and we only have the Rangers over here. And we only have the Rangers over here. And we only have the Rangers over here.